Beats Planet.
What's happening, people? Listen, man, I can't wait to get my new computer, dog, because I just keep thinking about it. You ever been wanting to make an improvement to something? You know what I'm saying? And it was like 3-4 weeks away, maybe 5 weeks, and all you can do is just think about it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're trying to build an addition to your house, you're trying to build a rifle, do something with your car. In my case, this goofy ass Super Saiyan PC that's on the way. You ever just thought of improvement so much that you couldn't wait till it got here so you and that piece of equipment could be great? Goodness, that's where I'm at. And every time I'm running these live streams, I'm like, oh boy, when the new pack hit, when that new loud pack hit, oh goodness, this gonna be different and y'all gonna lose your mind. I can't wait to see that first reaction. I might record it. But anyway, salute to all y'all for being here. Let me pop the chat box out so I can see y'all. While I'm talking. Shouts out for y'all. Shouts out to y'all for being here. Appreciate you. Notice what I did with the thumbnail if y'all watch Ozark. You know what I mean? You know how like Ozark, they'll give you this ambiguous title so you don't know what's going on, but they'll give you 4 little pictures in a grid and you look at it, you be like, damn, what does a baby carriage mean? What is that, barbecue chicken? What is that? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to just kind of play around with my, creativity, if you will, just to kind of, mess with y'all for a little bit. So that's my thumbnail, and I will be talking about some of the things that's in the thumbnail. So y'all kind of hang tight, or you could just try to figure it out on your own if you want to be Sherlock Holmes, if you want to. Also, at the end of this show, we will be dropping a video. In particular, we will be dropping a soliloquy. Since I dropped some film about 2 days ago or whatever, I think it was about time to drop another soliloquy. It's been 7 days, so I guess I'm gonna do that weekly now. Anyway, first of all, let me do this because this is y'all's show at the end of the day, and I know a lot of YouTubers ignore their audience, you know what I mean, or they don't respond to people on Twitter. And to be fair, they probably live longer and they live with a lot less stress when they deal with people less. But I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. I want to give y'all all the energy and I want you to express yourself. So
the conference has been unlocked.
We just going to let y'all call into the show if y'all would like to. The number to call into the show is 515-606-5187. Access code 309104 is on the screen. It's in the description. All right. Now, this is where I'm at. I found this real smooth living space with Cowboy Twitter in terms of where I'm at with it. You know how when you've just been around something for a while, you just get acclimated to it? I think I've finally become acclimated to it because one of my things I used to say, one of my common phrases I used to say is, y'all enjoy Voch while he's 28 and got energy, or 7 or 6, however old I was. Because I feel like one day I'm going to be 35 and a lot less tolerant of just arguing with people or whatever. And y'all going to need somebody to fight them fights for you. You know what I mean? You're going to need somebody to fight them I Am Legend monsters for you. I was in a shouting match, and it's still kind of currently going on, but I've made so much peace with Cowboy Twitter. And let me explain. I think, first of all, people are going to think what they want to think anyway. Because it's 2 types of people. It's people that when you give them information, they're receptive to it. Then you have the people that no matter what you say, they gonna think what they gonna think regardless of whatever information you just gave them. And you ever been practicing for something? Like you trained for something? Whether it be a spelling bee, a fight, a football game. I don't know. I just feel like I've been practicing for Twitter fights lately. You know what I mean? And I was talking to this one cat, bro. And I got hit with a cold stat. I was in my Discord, right? And when I get my new PC, I'm going to be a lot more active on Discord because right now I can't keep too many tabs open at one time. So that's why I'm not too active in my Discord. Oh, this computer whack. I promise we're going to have this conversation. I saw a pic, which was a stat, which was dropped by my man. I don't even know how to say his name properly. Ryokusei. I don't know. It's like an anime type name, right? And he dropped this little tidbit, right? And he was like, in case y'all need it, he was giving us quarterbacks winning percentage versus winning teams, or their records versus winning teams. And I said, I put my hand on my chin and I vividly read it. And it say that Carson Wentz is 8-15 versus winning teams. I said, okay, cool. Dak is 11-17 versus winning football teams. And right there, I'm like, cool. Dak has won more games than Carson Wentz. So that's another feather in the Dak Prescott, cap or whatever, right? And when you hear the I Am Legend monsters, when you hear them talking to you, they'll touch on these points. They only got a handful of points. They either say Dak can't win, or his numbers ain't good, or he's not consistent, or he doesn't beat good teams. That's the only, or his like playoff record or something. That's the only argument, right? And one day I'm going to do an extensive research on 4-year quarterbacks playoff records. One day I'm going to do it and just hit them upside the head with it, right? But so Dak was 11-17 versus teams with winning records. And I say, 11-17. But then two more names that I saw on this list was Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. I said, cool, let me read those. Drew Brees is 20-48. That means versus good teams, he's won 20 games and he's lost 48 of them. I thought that was interesting. Aaron Rodgers was 17-26, which is also interesting. Now, I feel like if I say something simple like, well, more often than none, you're going to lose against good teams because you're playing against good teams. I feel like if I say that should make sense. But I call them I Am Legend monsters for a reason, because the I Am Legend monsters don't necessarily deal with logic. Why y'all chasing Will Smith? Leave him alone. He ain't bothering you. That's illogical. That's how I feel versus these I Am Legend monsters, right? So I was talking to this one cat, and I try to ignore a lot of people that have like memes and cartoons in their profile pic. Nothing against y'all, because I know it's a lot of y'all I do mess with, right? But there's a handful of people that got like a pepperoni pizza as their damn profile pic, and you know what the deal is. You know what I mean? Or just some little goofy like that. So I'm talking with this cat on the Twitter machine, and I love when people say Deshaun Watson is better than Dak Prescott. Look at the facts, like look at it. And then they lean on playoff record and things like that. So what you're telling me now is that you're willing to give the nod to some of these younger quarterbacks over Dak Prescott because of such and such and such reason, right? But when you look at the numbers, I'm just going to say Dak Prescott versus Deshaun Watson right now. That's the only conversation I'm having. Trust me, y'all. Please stay tuned, because I got this new little angle that I just hit them in the ribs with, and they wasn't ready for it, right? So you can't say that Deshaun Watson has won more games than Dak. You can't say Deshaun Watson has won more playoff games than Dak. You can't say Deshaun Watson's stats are better than Dak. All you can do is look at Deshaun Watson and in your mind be like, oh, well, he was drafted higher than Dak, so I'm just going to forever keep the notion that he's better than Dak. Or that the national media say that Deshaun Watson is better than Dak, so therefore he's got to be better than Dak, right? Boy, there's this new angle to the conversation that I wasn't even ready for. There was this new angle to the conversation I've never pulled out before. When we talk about Dak Prescott winning football games, they love to say, oh, so you mean to tell me that Dak can't win it by himself? See, if I'm going to pay money to a quarterback, I want my quarterback to be able to win by himself. I don't want him to be carried by a team. I want him to win despite of the team, or to be whatever despite of the team. So in my mind, Dak Prescott having talent around him, because I could hit you with the, well, what about that 1 year where Sean Lee got hurt and Dez got hurt and Tyron Smith was hurt and Chaz Green was the left tackle and Zeke was being dealt with by the Illuminati in the NFL or whatever, and Dak still won 9 games and he should have won 10 because of formalities. You know what I'm saying? I could hit you with that. But I would rather say, oh, so you're saying that Deshaun Watson can't win with talent? Because the first thing that they would say to retort what I just said, well, look at Deshaun Watson's offensive line. Deshaun Watson had Nuke Hopkins, but what about his other receivers? Deshaun Watson didn't have Zeke. So what you're telling me is that Deshaun Watson can't do it by himself. That's what you're saying. I don't think Deshaun Watson is top 5 in wins. It's like Brady, Dak, and like Russell, and like who, like somebody else. Breeze got hurt, that took his number down or something. Like Watson ain't top 10 in wins. He ain't top 10 in the important quarterback metrics. I see Deshaun miss a lot of reads, tuck the ball, and get sacked. I think that's why they got so many sacks. And Dak got the same playoff record as Deshaun. So I think you just can't be two-sided about this thing. So in my mind, I think people just want to think what they want to think anyway, no matter what you bring to the table. Plus, my other argument is that you can't say Jason Garrett is terrible and in the same breath say it's Dak Prescott's fault. You can't say that. If you think Dak Prescott is terrible, then he had to be holding back Jason Garrett. Had to be. So if people want to hate on my quarterback, I think I just found peace with that. I can't make you drink the water. I can take you to it. But if you want to be that way, if I can't change you, then I will not continue to exert the energy. Now, if you're an Eagles fan and you feel this way, fine. You're supposed to feel that way, Eagles fan. Your goofy ass. Eagles fans take this shit so seriously, they willing to say CeeDee Lamb ain't all that good. That's how wild Eagles fans are. They say, man, you know CeeDee Lamb wasn't that good no way. I'd rather have Rager and Jalen Hurts than CeeDee Lamb. That like Eagles fans take this seriously. So I'll never really go at an Eagles fan like that for saying something negative about Dak. That's your job. That's what you're supposed to do. It just sucks when your own people say it. That shit's kind of whack. I want to touch on like 3 more things in terms of this Jamal Adams thing, and then I'm going to get into some calls. I got about 2 callers in the queue. I got 3, but 1 left. So I got 2 callers in the queue. I just want to touch on 3 things with Jamal Adams, and I'm going to hop into the phone. Space Cowboy made a fantastic point last year. You know, when you talk about team building, compensatory picks are very valuable to us. And you get compensatory picks based on, you know, the player that you let go, the money that they made. And Byron Jones made top money. Quinn made like medium money. I don't want to say like Cobb got overpaid, but he still made like medium too. So that's like a 1/3 and 2/4 or something. You know, Malik and Jeff and them gone. So I don't think that's gonna be much. So, you know, a 1/5 if that. Space Cowboy made a fantastic point about this whole Jamal Adams thing. That if you acquire Jamal Adams, you lose that 3rd round compensatory pick. Because when you get him, you're gonna have to pay him. Right? And somebody was asking me this question. They was like, yo, Voch, like, would you rather have Jamal Adams or Minkah Fitzpatrick? Because you weren't that high on getting Minkah Fitzpatrick neither. Sure, I'm not that high on safety, right? If I'm gonna trade a pick to go get somebody, give me a nasty ass pass rusher, give me a nasty ass like 3-tech or something. Like I'm D-line builder. That's my game. Give me a super impact player there before you go get me a safety. I'm not necessarily reaching for safety. But if you look at acquiring Jamal Adams, losing your 3rd round pick, let's just rewind and think about all the shit that you lose if you go get Jamal Adams. Yes, that's what I was saying too. Jamal versus Minka, right? Minka got like 3 more years on his cheap deal. So that wouldn't help you that wouldn't hurt you team building too much, right? You had like 2 years cheap of Cooper. And like you would have 3 years cheap of Minka. The problem is Jamal want to get paid today. And he got 2 years left on his contract. So you're going to spend a first and a third, allegedly, we just air quoting here. You want to lose a first and 2 third picks because you're going to throw in a third, then you're going to lose a third for the compensation or whatever. So you want to lose a first and 2 thirds to go get your box safety and spend $60 million on him? When you can keep the $60 million, your first and both your thirds. Go sign Jadeveon Clowney or something. Just go sign. Look, I would rather you sign Clown. I would rather you take them same resources and go get Myles Garrett. If we trade a first and a third and a peanut butter sandwich and we pleaded real bad and, you know what I'm saying, maybe a pick next year and we lost a compensatory and we got like Myles Garrett or something, that's cool. I'll take Myles Garrett. He said yes for a Pro Bowler. Look at your face. I can't do it, AC Money. I'm sorry, my guy. If you want to give me a Pro Bowl guy that's gonna, like, I think pass rush impact is different. 3-tech, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, that impact is different. You know, like a Jaron Reed type of guy, that impact is different. Even if you go get a lockdown corner, if you go get like Gilmore or something, like that impact is different. You got to go through 2 other parts of the defense before you get to safety. I would love to have Jamal Adams, man. I just don't want to give up a first 2 thirds and $60 million and go get him. I'll pay the 60. Don't worry about that. That's what, a 4-year contract, $50 million? I mean, 15 a year. Yeah, 4 years. You know, maybe some incentives here and there for Jamal Adams. Sure, I'll take Jamal Adams, but don't lose my first and my 2 thirds. God damn it, that's well, that's Van Der Esch, Michael Gallup, and DK Metcalf for damn Jamal Adams. I love having CeeDee Lamb and Neville Gallimore for cheap. I love it. And go draft Ashton Davis. If you need a safety that bad, go draft one. I don't want to spend money like the Giants and be trash after we make a run. I said it on my last stream. I don't want to repeat myself. If y'all want some more of that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go watch that. But I'm just not here on the Jamal Adams thing. I'm about to get into the phones though, real quick. So on the phones, you can talk about Dak Prescott. We can talk about Jamal Adams. We can talk about money, Twitter, I am Legend Monsters, whatever you want to. Have I told y'all that I got a video dropping after this? That I got a soliloquy dropping after this? I don't know. Stay tuned. But anyway, if you want to call into the show, the number is 515-606-5187. Access code 309-104 is on the screen and in the description. Let's run it for the cardio. Space Cowboy. Cardo, what up, man?
What's going on, Voch? How you doing today?
Everything's everything, my guy.
I feel you on that.
What you want, man?
So
you ain't called me.
Listen, man.
You ain't called me to say hello. How you doing? How's the family? The weather? What's up, man?
Going on? No, I was actually interested in what you were saying about Dak and how when you really put it down to it, no matter how much you put out there, right, regardless of how much information is in your favor, people will just find another way to go around it. You know, they'll come up with an excuse to be like, oh, the eye test.
Sure.
I just don't think he's this. He's just trash.
Yeah.
Look, I'm working on a pretty good project to try and do this video essay trying to debunk all that. And I'll give you a little sprinkle here. You know how people say we shouldn't be paying Dak $35 million a year because the best he can do is 8-8.
Sure.
Here's my thing.
Which is crazy because 8-8 is his worst year, actually. Like that's his worst
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So let's go back to 2018.
Sure.
If Aaron Rodgers is so great, why did he go 6-9-1 with Green Bay and he's getting paid all that money?
Damn.
If we go back even a year into 2017, if Russell Wilson is so great, why did they just go 9-7 when he led the NFL in touchdown passes?
Damn.
Or if we go back a year further, in 2016, if Drew Brees is so great and he could carry his team, why did they go 7-9?
Drew Brees Drew Brees went 7-9 3 years in a row. Don't forget that. No, don't ever forget that. It's 3 years.
Oh yeah. We can't. Yeah.
Somebody write that down. Go ahead.
Or if you want to go back even further, and I'm not trying to do this to hate on my guy Romo, but how is it that not only did Romo go 2 straight years 8-8, he got a 7-year deal that was one of the best in the NFL because he was worth that money. Look, the point I'm trying to get at is I'm not trying to say that these other quarterbacks are trash.
Sure.
But it's supposed to help. It's supposed to help show the argument that hey, there's a thing called a supporting cast that every quarterback needs. Sure. You think Tom Brady won 6 Super Bowls he went to 9 or whatever because he was that great? Yeah, he was good, but there are things like like a defense, your offense, like. That's what kind of gets on my damn nerves with some people is like people don't realize that football at the end of the day is a team sport, right?
Sure.
And so when you look at it, I don't understand how like people can sit there and be like, well, Dak, if he's so great, he should be winning you all these games. Well, here's the thing. If Dak's doing all these things, why is it that the defense gives up the final score to a team? If you look back at, a playoff game in 2017 when he brought the Cowboys back.
Damn.
Going head-to-head with one of the NFL royalty and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if anyone remembers that or has short-term memory. If it wasn't for the fact that you had your defense, yeah, sure, David Irvin was being held. I won't deny that, but you give up a game-winning field goal there, or when the next year he gets the go-ahead touchdown and the defense lets up a touchdown on the final drive. I'm not saying he's perfect, right? I'm not saying he's elite, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people know I'm saying that. Because guess what? For me, I guess if you're asking me what constitutes as being elite, I personally think a quarterback in their second contract putting up numbers and doing their thing constitutes them as elite, right?
Sure.
So, like, if they're putting up those numbers, because at the end of the day, like, and like you said earlier, right, you can't say that Jason Garrett was holding back the Cowboys and then say Dak is trash as well, because if Dak's doing his thing and the team's just barely winning and we criticize the head coach and what he did, you can't say that he's holding him back because you're just defeating your own argument right there.
Yeah. Damn, dog. Listen, I was talking to some dude on Twitter. He was smoking one of these I Am Legend Monsters, boy. He was smoking them. And he was like, and think about this too, though. Like, Dak Prescott is going into his 5th year. Look at how young our guy is and what he's doing as such a young guy. When Drew Brees didn't hit the playoffs to his, 8th year or so? And Aaron Rodgers had to sit down.
I believe, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers had to sit down, and then he had to play around for like 3 or 4 years, and then he finally made his run or whatever. You know what I mean? I just think at the end of the day, if I can give I Am Legend Monsters credit for something, because I ain't gonna do it a lot, this is a results-based business. Now, I can give you all the reasons why it's hard to win a Super Bowl and why it's hard to overcome coaching and all this kind of stuff. I can give you all that. But at the end of the day, if the I Am Legend Monsters just don't see a Super Bowl, then they're going to automatically think that nobody could do it. I Am Legend Monsters will tell you that Nick Foles could do it again. Like they would rather get rid of Dak Prescott, bring in Nick Foles, and let Foles fly and let him try to win a Super Bowl. They would really think that. I've seen it before. You know what I mean? So I just think that all Dak need is the hardware. And a part of me just want to screenshot all these little comments because I'm lucky for people. We can go back and watch some old videos and the damn chat box will be there. I just want to know who not to celebrate with. Because when Dak Prescott win this damn Super Bowl, I just want to know who not to celebrate with. Don't give me no doubt. Don't high five me. I'm social distancing. Stay over there. Stay over there. Go be an Eagles fan or something. When this thing get rolling, don't high five me and don't shake my hand. Because I know who's on board. I know who's on my team. I know who support Dak Prescott. The rest of y'all can go. That's all you got, Space Cowboy?
Go ahead. I was just about to finish up with saying, look, my whole thing is I'm not trying to sit here and put Dak as like, oh, he's the best quarterback in the league. Because hell no, that's not what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
What I'm trying to get at and try to prove the point is that, because at the end of the day, like, if I'm doing this research, I'm trying to prove, okay, like, Dak isn't good. Like, that's the thing. I'm trying to answer their question for them, right? Sure. I'm not going in with this mentality of, oh, I know he does. No, I'm going to do the research in their mindset, like, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. And then I look at this information and it proves exactly the opposite. Like, the only thing I'm trying to get at is I'm just trying to give Dak his credit and show him that not only is he good, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and that's not an asinine statement to say.
Sure.
You know, you look at the people that got paid before him. Did you know that Jimmy Garoppolo played 6 games, and he became the richest quarterback in NFL history at the time? People talk about Carson Wentz. You know, I'm not saying Carson Wentz is trash, but he got his money before he even stepped foot in a playoff game.
Sure.
And he's shown his situation. You look at Jared Goff. I see people being like, well, Jared Goff's better than Dak Prescott. I disagree with that personally. But, look what happened with him. And I'm not saying it's their inherent fault that their teams are in their certain situations. Because guess what? Front offices make bad decisions. Sometimes head coaches make bad decisions. Sometimes teams aren't good. I just want people to understand that it's more multifaceted than just like, oh, he sucks because insert dumb reason here. That's it.
I can't wait till you drop your think piece. Till you drop your documentary and all that, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna share it and we're gonna spread it and we're gonna spam it. Plug your stuff or I hang up on
you. Yeah, sure. If you guys want to follow and get some more content, go hit up that link in the chat box. You can subscribe to me at Space Cowboy 17 on YouTube. If you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice. But with that being said, Voch, I'll let you get to your other callers. Have a good one, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Every time Space Cowboy calls in, he just drop a little more fire every time. Just a little more fire. Even though I do disagree with him on one point. I think Carson Wentz is pretty terrible. I think Carson Wentz is pretty bad. But who's asking? Young Joe asked me to hit up my Discord. And let me see this Bobby Belt tweet. Let me check out this Bobby Belt tweet, and then we're gonna move on to the next piece. Let's see. A bunch of quote, my eyes tell me. So these are people that lean on the eye test. A bunch of my eyes tell me clowns who don't even know how to interpret what they see on the field. That's nice that you have Game Pass. I have an espresso maker that I don't know how to use either. Just because you have access to the film don't mean you know what you're looking at. And that's fair. A lot of people, they'll be like, they'll assume just because they're a film person or that they watch film, but even worse than that though, Joe, like, and that was a great tweet. Thank you for sending that to me, Joe. Even if that's the case, there are some Cowboy fans that only watch the game live in broadcast view drunk one time. Don't rewind it and do any, homework and research, and they'll swear that they got it that they got it all right. They'll swear that they research is better than yours. Shut your face. All right, let's get back into these calls, man. Taylor, what's your Pepsi taste like, fella?
They was sold out at the store, so I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
It's a damn shame, but that's a cool little substitute. That's Andy Dalton. What you got for the show, Taylor?
Probably gonna hit a few points. If I get too long-winded, man, just let me know. But
do you think?
Few points. Drew Brees, he did make the playoffs. I think his 4th year, not his 8th, but they lost the first game.
Mm-hmm.
But here's something that people don't remember about Drew Brees. In 2003, do y'all remember that he was benched in favor of Doug Flutie?
Damn. What? Dak would never be benched for Doug Flutie. Damn. Go ahead.
I ain't saying all that, but another thing I hate is, and let me find the info on this. And I'm going to preface this for the simpletons who think I'm trying to compare career for career.
Uh-oh.
All I'm comparing is a season to a season. I ain't saying Dak is Drew Brees or none of that. But just for those simpletons out there, let me find this info.
Well, Dak is better than Drew Brees, so what do you mean? What do you mean?
It's Dak's last year, 2019, and then Drew Brees' 2015 season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's eerily similar.
Okay.
I got to find it.
What are you doing? You've been on the phone for 20 minutes. What are you doing? Damn.
I was listening to Space Cowboy, got a little carried away. He was dropping knowledge, and I was, doing the chant over here in my head.
But regardless of, go ahead. Okay, here we go. I was about to stall for you, but go ahead. What you got?
First number is Dak. Second number is Brees. Dak 2019, 65% completion. Brees 2015, 68.
Okay.
Dak 4,902 yards. Brees 4,870 yards.
Okay.
33 total touchdowns. That includes rushing.
Mm-hmm.
33 total touchdowns. 11 interceptions. 11 interceptions.
Damn.
Dak was 1-6 against playoff teams. Drew Brees was 0-5 against playoff teams.
Damn.
8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for Dak against playoff teams. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Brees against playoff teams.
Drew Brees ain't
Dak
shit.
was 22 touchdowns, 3 against non-playoff teams. Brees was 26-6 against non-playoff teams. Dak was 8-8. Brees was 7-9. Now, for the simpletons who think I'm calling Dak Drew Brees,
he's better.
all I'm saying is these seasons are very eerily similar.
Yeah.
And it just shows that no matter how great the quarterback play is, you need some help, brother.
Damn. Boy, I tell you what, boy. I know the I Am Legend monsters can't watch my show. This show is the sunlight. You remember on I Am Legend? Them damn monsters get to chasing Will Smith and that sunlight hit him. They gotta back the hell up. That's what facts are. That's what facts are on this show. Damn, Taylor. Where'd you find that so I can tweet that and put that in my arsenal to shoot at him? Where is that?
I'll create a graphic. It's actually one I did the research on because I got tired of arguing with people.
That's what we do on my show.
Brees and Drew, but I'll create a graphic. I'll tweet it. I'll add you on it so you can share it. And I got another one I can share with you that you can add that I already have a graphic for me and my buddy JT.
Please.
We stumbled upon this stat because we keep hearing, like you said, playoff record. Dak is 1-2.
Yes.
In both of those losses, his defense gave up 30 points.
Damn.
So we came up with this graphic. Notable quarterbacks playoff record when their defense surrenders 30 or more points.
Oh, hell nah.
Tom Brady, 2-2.
Oh, hell nah.
Peyton Manning, 2-4.
Oh, hell nah.
John Elway, 1-6. Aaron Rodgers, 1-5, and that one win was against Dallas. Here we go. Ready? Drew Brees, 0-3. Dak, 0-2. Joe Montana, 0-3. Brett Favre, 0-7.
Oh, hell nah.
Russell Wilson, 0-3. Troy Aikman, 0-2. Steve Young, 0-4.
What the hell?
Ben Roethlisberger, 0-6. Roger Staubach, 0-1. Kurt Warner, 2-2. Eli, 0-1.
Oh, goodness. We got the best quarterback of all time. Go ahead.
One we forgot to put on here, Dan Marino, 0-6 when his defense gives up 30 points.
Damn. Man, I got to chop this show up and just put it out to the masses. Oh, my God.
So
that's what we do over here.
While they talk about playoff records, this, that, and the other, the offense can only do so much. We had the number one offense. I could go through all them stats that we've been through a million times. The defense, the numbers are a little, skewed if you ask me. When you do the defense variation over with the DVOA stuff, their statistics fall way down towards like the 20-21 range, not top 10 like people like to think our defense was this past season.
Please tag me to that. Like, whatever you done with all your graphics and all that, just please send them to me on the Twitter machine so me and Leonidas can roll up on Persia properly equipped, sir. This is a gift.
Yes, sir.
This is a gift. That's all you got to say?
No,
Go ahead.
I have more, but now I'm drawing a blank.
No, you're not. You're not drawing nothing. Whatever you got.
When you compare Dak to Watson, which is the biggest comparison,
Right.
Watson doesn't have this. I played sports growing up.
Yeah.
Give me the best damn players you can around me. I don't care. I want to win. I don't care what it takes.
Look, that's my biggest thing,
I'm so
Taylor.
tired of this. He's got Cooper. He's got Lamb. Well, tell your GM to draft better. That's all I can tell you.
Dak ain't got to be the best quarterback in the league. Dak ain't got to be elite. He doesn't have to be. Just if we win 3 Super Bowls and it's filled with talent to prop Dak up, fine. We just did a fantastic job drafting. Fine. We did a fantastic job acquiring people. There are no cool points in winning Super Bowls. Nobody's going to look at, okay, so this quarterback had less help, so his Super Bowl is better. Because Eli Manning was throwing the ball to who? What's your boy name? Plexico Burrs?
David.
Or whoever.
David Tyree with the miracle pitch.
David Tyree, whoever. We're not gonna say, well, Joe Montana was throwing the ball to Jerry Rice, so Eli's Super Bowls mean more because he was throwing to David Tyree. Nobody's gonna say that. Get in the record books.
Well,
get in the record books, and that's
because
it.
People
go ahead.
People bring that up all the time. Montana had Rice, though. Joe Montana won 2 before he had Jerry Rice, right?
If I'm a 49ers fan, I'm just laughing in their face. I don't care what they say. Look, we can win one with damn Debo Samuel. It don't matter. Shit, go ahead.
Right? You think the Ravens care that they won one with Trent Dilfer?
Shit.
No, they got a Super Bowl. You just bringing up Jerry Rice, and this is something that's been irking my nerves. I get it. Barry Sanders was so electrifying. Everybody loves Barry. But this is the fallacy in everybody's argument. Jerry Rice, he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but he had longevity. He put up consistent numbers, and he worked the hardest, and that's why he's the greatest. Then when they get to Emmett, it's the same argument for Emmett. But he wasn't, he ain't got to be the greatest. But my whole thing is imagine somebody like Randy Moss, who put up great numbers, if he had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks throwing to him for 20 years, what kind of numbers he could have put up?
Shit. Man.
People forget Jerry Rice had Joe Montana and then transitioned right into Steve Young. How many wide receivers get that luxury?
Taylor, I got callers, man, but I'm gonna.
I know. I'm getting along with it.
But I'm gonna absolutely crop this out and just put this somewhere. Put it on the channel in the Twitter machine. Please send me them graphics, man, so we can properly fight this good fight, sir. Thank you, sir.
I would do it. And last thing I'm gonna say, everybody wants to compare Dak to Breeze, Rodgers, and Brady.
Yes, sir.
If you compare all your quarterbacks to that, if that's your bar that you're going to compare everybody to, you're going to be quite disappointed with a lot of players.
That's real talk, man. Appreciate it, Taylor. Man.
Yes, sir.
Man, so when I get my new PC and I revamp like my whole live stream setup or whatever, like I'm going to have a platinum privilege caller type of deal or whatever type of alert. Like it might just be a Cowboy star in the corner with a name on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just extra incentive that y'all need to like pay attention when y'all see them stars up there. So whether it be 100 grand, Taylor, Set It Off, Chris, Space Cowboy, Uncle Charlie, like when y'all see these callers, y'all need to stop what you're doing. When you see the star with their name on, I'm gonna do this when I revamp everything. Y'all just stay tuned. The whole stream gonna look different when we do these things. Oh my God, I can't wait. Did you hear that man say? Hold on, what'd he say? When playoff quarterbacks, when they in the playoffs and their defense give up 30 yards, what's their record? God damn it, wasn't nobody over 500. Damn. My goodness. Let's get back to the calls, man. That was a fantastic call, bro. Fantastic call. Ain't nobody else callers doing that. I got the best callers in the league, man. I got Pro Bowl callers. Brandon from Franklin Football. I hope you got something good to follow up Taylor and Space Cowboy, man. If not, you hang the phone up now. What's up, man?
Man, hey, that's a hard one to follow. Taylor came with great information that he dug up with himself.
Gee. But anyway.
So I can't say nothing but good things for him.
Right.
I was laughing because Space Cowboy came on the line like he was sitting on the porch and said, "Hey, how your mama know?"
Hey, look, he called in. So, what y'all doing over there? y'all
new phone. Who that?
Space Cowboy wanted to know what the weather was. It's raining over there. It ain't raining on my side, but I heard it's rain. Damn, shouts out to Space Cowboy, man. What you want,
So
though?
that's what I got, man. like it's so weird. Like the things that you talk about, how the people try to come up with any particular reason to give us to not want to pay Dak.
Sure.
But I bet you one thing. If the Cowboys don't pay him and Dak goes on to succeed with another team, those same people will be saying, "Oh, why didn't we pay him?" So they want to talk out of both sides of their neck. I was doing some research because I actually finally recorded another video yesterday. I just uploaded it.
Oh, shit.
Plug.
You better not have no research. Go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
So peep this. Dak Prescott, as he stands right now, has started 64 consecutive games.
Okay.
As going into his 5th year quarterback. That already leaves in Cowboy history.
You saying
that checks off the durability box.
You saying there's no other Cowboy in Cowboy history that have played 65 games in a row?
64 consecutive games. No, 64. Not in Cowboy history at all.
Damn, interesting. Go ahead. What else?
Interesting, right? Next, Dak Prescott came into the league as a prospect, drafted in the 4th round. He was drafted with the idea, we know what he is. He'll never be like your Russell Wilson or your Ben Roethlisberger, the guys that he's built physically like. Now Dak Prescott has proceeded to progress better as a passer every year. That checks the development box because he not only broke through his ceiling, he went through it at 100 miles per hour. That's what you want your quarterback to do.
Right.
Next, Dak, last year when D-Law and Zeke wanted to get paid, Dak Prescott's wording was, whatever they do, that's their money. Just know that we're going to be waiting here for them when they get back.
You showed up ready to work.
When the leaders say that, that checks the leadership box. So if he does everything that you want your star quarterback to do, why wouldn't you want to pay him? You want somebody like that'll be in Pittsburgh that'll say, he should just come in and just basically take the side of the front office, basically put their guy on the island? You want somebody like that? Or do you want somebody who's gonna stand by their guy?
What they want is to let Dak go and go into a draft and draft somebody like that's not as good as him. That's what they want you to do, so you can save money. And then
complain when they not as good as him.
So they want Josh Rosen to be the quarterback because he's cheap. That's what they want. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
100%.
But when you think about like you said, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, and I need to pull up this graphic because I was just doing it yesterday. Deshaun Watson has a ridiculously horrible rating in the playoffs, like as far as passer rating and accuracy, things of that sort.
Sure.
But he has the same amount of wins as Dak. So when people say that he's better, that's not objective. It's all subjective because they see things that are happening somewhere else, and they think that the grass is green on the other side. It's ridiculous. It's a very short list of guys that will go out and just be spectacular.
Right.
But that's all I got to say about Dak. I want to go on to Jamal Adams right quick because I'm a little frustrated about that too.
Sure thing. Go ahead. Do you think?
I feel like Cowboys fans are kind of like kids. Well, and I won't say all Cowboys fans.
Sure.
The 80% of Cowboys fans that are uninformed are kind of like kids.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm Legend Monster. Sure. Non-player characters. I like that term. I'm gonna keep using it.
NPC. That's great.
Non-player characters. They see other kids with a new toy. They don't know what that toy does, but they see somebody with it and they want it. They want to get a new toy too. That's what Jamal Adams is. They see other teams making moves for players who may not even necessarily be great, but they want somebody too. They gotta make a splash just because for the sake of just doing it.
Sure.
But do you want a box safety that, like you said, you got to give up a first and a third for, and then got to turn around and give $60 million to? Is that really worth it?
I ain't trying to do this. Yeah. Yeah. I dropped a tweet.
When you have two talented lines. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I dropped a tweet yesterday. I just put it on the screen. I just think it was one of the most clever things I ever thought of. So you remember in the first Avengers movie, it was maybe the second, the world was getting taken over by aliens, and they was killing everybody, and we was looking like we was about to go into alien slavery. Then the Avengers showed up and beat the shit out the aliens. But after the fight was over and everybody was safe, they was kind of hating on Hulk because he tore down too many buildings trying to do it. That's what I think. Yeah. That's what I think Dak Prescott is to Cowboy fans. Like, he's saving this franchise, right? I remember what Matt Castle was. I remember Kellen Moore. I remember Brandon Wheaton. He's saving this franchise, and we're putting pieces in place to make him kind of, you know what I'm saying, be that guy to take over and take us to the promised land. But they want to get him up out of here because he tore down the Chick-fil-A. They want to get him up out of here because he tore down the Bank of America. You know what I'm saying? And they maybe killed my cat that was in my house, and you killed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just had to jump here to say it about Dak. I know we was talking about Jamal Adams, but I just put my tweet on the screen. It was timed. I'm sorry. But go ahead and finish your Jamal Adams point, sir. I'm sorry.
I actually want to go back to that.
Go ahead.
Those same people do not remember the Tony Romo days for some reason.
Absolutely.
Those same people don't remember when we were calling Tony Romo snakebit or cursed, or even the days before him, Quincy Carter. Sure. They don't remember how hard it is to find a franchise quarterback. And now that you got one, you want to throw him aside because it's the popular thing to do, and it's shameful. They should be ashamed of themselves.
A part of me wants them to go be a fan of another team just so they can see what it's like to have mediocre quarterback play or to kind of be in quarterback limbo, and then they come back once they learn their lesson.
Go be a Jaguars fan. Go be a Dolphins fan.
Oh boy.
Florida like things like that. Matter of fact, that is the same. That is just the perfect kind of crazy that belongs in Florida.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Tampa Bay. There we go. Thank you.
They had to go get.
I hear the crab legs are great this time of year.
Sure. You know, man, I do think there's something to Cowboys wanting to just wanting something because they don't have something, and I do think Jamal Adams is one of those guys. If we can bounce back to Jamal Adams, because we just bouncing around, my fault. But I do think that, you know, once they kind of get caught up in one frame of thought, one way of thinking, it's just hard to get people to change their mind or just to change how they feel. Because in my mind, I would rather keep those resources and use half of those resources and just like sign like Everson Griffin for a year. You know what I'm saying? And I get to keep my first round pick. I get to keep my third round pick. I get to keep my compensatory pick. And just, you
get to keep 40 of that $60 million.
40 of that 60. It just give me Everson Griffin for 1 year just so we can make this run and see what happens. And we'll just talk next year. Or just Michael Bennett for cheap. I don't want to get the shiny new toy that got to get paid early, because everybody was hating on Zeke for getting paid early. Jamal Adams asking to get paid early too. You know?
Right now.
So I don't know. That just kind of is what it is, though. What else you got though? What else on your mind?
I think that's all I got. Those are the two big subjects at hand. Of course, I can't wait to talk about like what we expect from each position group, but that's a conversation for another day.
AC Money in the chat box says, we know this, but he's now worth over $40 million. I'm assuming he's talking about Dak Prescott. Like, there's...
Yeah.
Let me just make sure exactly, John. He's not getting 40 on the open market. Okay, let me just kind of help out a little bit, because there's no way that you tune in to us and you not know what these numbers are. Like, 40 ain't the number. Like, $40 million ain't the number. Even the whole report where they say he won 45 in the fifth year, that number makes sense, but that was fake. That's not the number neither. The real number gonna be like 36. I don't think Dak ever asked for 40. I think that was just like preliminary Twitter talk. And if he does ask for 40, that may have been him asking 40 because he knows it's gonna go down to 37. Nobody's gonna pay Dak 40. We shouldn't be talking about 40. We haven't talked about 40 in months. 40's not the number.
Those are the people who have never negotiated their pay for their job before. That's all it is. Yeah. They don't know negotiation.
Yeah, probably so. It is what it is. That's all you got for the show?
Yeah. That's all I got, man. I'm actually uploading content again, so please check me out on Frankly Football on YouTube.
All right, man. Y'all know he dropped one video a month, but
Look, I'm dropping another one tonight. So, and I'm dropping hour-long videos daily.
Hey man, now don't drop hour-long videos because you're brand new to the YouTube game. So when they go check out your channel,
I chop it up. I chop it up.
Good. They be like, all he got is hour-long videos. Don't nobody want no. Oh, so anyway, appreciate you, man. Brandon from Frankly Football. There you go.
Hey, thank you, bye.
Yes, sir. Let me get your bite here. So is 45 in the 5th year cool to y'all? That was fake. That wasn't even a real report. That report has come out as fake, and they debunked it. That's not real. Nobody asked for 45 in the 5th year, and he didn't ask for 40. Nah, that's just not real. He's probably gonna get like $36 or $37 million. I don't know where 40 came from. And Chris Sims reported 45, and nobody goes to Chris Sims for news. So it's just not real, man. It's just not real stuff. If you just keep up with your Cowboy YouTubers, man, we'll let you know. Whether it be Law Nation's really good with this. Follow him, cause every news bit happens, like Law kind of got an angle on it, and he'll keep you up to date on the nuanced Cowboy news. You know what I mean? So they may not be talking about this on ESPN. And I sincerely hope you're not getting your information from ESPN. But, if you just follow me or Law or the radio people, even if the beat writers will let you know what's really going on in this thing. So it's just a little tidbit. Let me
The conference has been locked.
Oh, damn, they're gonna say it all Chris. Did I catch him? All right, cool. Chris up in here. Cool. Well, Chris got privilege, so he finna jump over all these people. Chris.
Hold on, man. I just called, man. I just heard Brandy get off, man. And I'm just going ahead and trying to wait in line with everybody else, man.
Man, listen, I locked the conference. I was like, did I get Chris up here? All right, cool. And then I just looked at, all right, so let's see who up next then. I was like, yeah, Chris got privilege, man. Let me bring.
What's up, man?
You was on the phone for 2 seconds. What's up, my guy?
Man, everything's wonderful, man. Everything's awesome, man.
Have you been hearing the information that's been dropped on my show, man?
Yo, Tyler came on this joke and just napalm the entire I Am Legend, universe. But what I kind of really realized that the civilians out there, they cry for Santiago.
Yeah.
See, they cry for Santiago. They weep for him. You know what I'm saying? And we stand on this wall like Colonel Jessup, man, and a few good men. We stand on this wall, man, and we provide a blanket of protection for them, right?
Yeah. And
we would rather they would come to us, man, and speak to us nicely, man, and thank us, man, for understanding that Rain Dakota Prescott keeps you from the days of Clint Sterner, Anthony Wright, Vinny Testaverde, Brandon Weeden, right? You forgot that. You forgot that you not only once, but twice tried to trade up for Paxton Lynch.
Damn.
Connor Cook.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. And you fucking and bucking out here in these streets. Because, you keep talking about you ain't going to have the energy. You got all the energy in the world. Tyler's got all the energy in the world. Tyler the Scout got all the energy in the world. But you cannot make a person say thank you for the blanket of protection you provide.
Damn.
You would rather they do that, but you can't make them say it.
Nah.
And you can't. And so for those guys who are the old men, don't stand on my lawn, they just want to be right about this kid.
Sure.
They want to be right. They're going to say any and everybody's better. They're going to turn around and say Kyler Murray's better. Yep. They're going to turn around and say Baker Mayfield's better. Yep. They're going to turn around and say obscure guy from daggone Wichita Valley backwoods around the corner state is better than a guy who is giving you 64 consecutive starts.
Damn.
Never had a losing season.
Wasn't that crazy?
Man, come on. Never had a losing season. And all he trying to do, wait a minute, hold up, stayed out of the limelight, ain't pulled up nobody's shirt,
man,
ain't got caught up with the Illuminati,
man,
right? Maybe had a party, maybe had a little too much. See, it was a party. It wasn't a dinner, because if Zeke's there, and that's my running back, it's a party.
That's a party?
It's a party. It's a party if Zeke there now. It is not a dinner. It's not a dinner event. If Zeke's there, and Zeke's my guy, it's a party.
They were
partying up in here.
They were just simply nourishing their bodies.
No. Not as Zeke showed up. It's a party. We popping bottles. You know what I'm saying? We doing all kinds of stuff. If Zeke show up. So it's never a point. And here's the beautiful part about it, which I love about it. He has not gone in the media and said one single solitary word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just said, give me my money.
Yep.
And that's all he's talking about. Just give me my money.
Yep.
So whether we do the deadline, July 15th, or whenever we decide to do it, Dakota Prescott going to get his money.
Yes, sir.
So you're right. I already know who to stand on the wall and fight with. I already know who I'm going to party with. I know who I'm going to travel and go get and go see and who's going to be in my corner. I've got a whole slew of folks that want to see rain fall on his face. But I know the folks who I know I can stand with at all times. And these guys on these channels like here, it's like my man Space. It's like Akoya Media. It's like Brandon with Franklin Football. It's cats like here that I deal with. So if you want to go ahead and give your time, effort, energy, free data time, and everything to the 3 and 4 letter networks, man, let them jokers do that, man. Because they want to weep for Santiago. They want to cry for him. They wanted to turn around and be to the point that he failed. But here's the thing about this cat. This cat, every time he's been pushed into a corner, he come out swinging. I'm just gonna be amazed how this dude, when he go walk up to the line of scrimmage, man, and you see the single safety sitting in the middle of the field, he ain't gonna know what side to pull to. Because if he pulls too far over to the left and he try to find a mark, then I got Michael Gallup over there looking like a daggone monster, just beating up somebody's second corner. So then if he turns around and slides over, then guess what? He gonna be Sedarian one-on-one with the third corner. He about to eat him alive, right?
Oh my God.
And then turn around because you got number quarterbacks on the field. I just hand it back to 21, and then he get to do what he do against a 7-man box. Man, listen, man. I want all my brethren here to mask up, stay safe, keep your ass in the house so we can get football. And then, man, so I can get football, right?
Yeah.
Tune into the real people who are locked into this team. Man, and forget the rest of these jokers out here, man. Because at the end of the day, when Antonio Romo got his money, now one of y'all was standing on, not one of them jokers was fighting like this behind him getting his money. I quit watching because I was sick of him.
Damn.
I quit watching for a whole year because I was sick of him.
Damn.
Him and him alone. I've been running with these jokers since 77.
Damn. Chris, we gonna get it, man. We ain't got no choice. We ain't got no choice but to get that, man. We ain't got no choice.
I want you to be able to bask in the glow of understanding how to be on the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no expiration on these championships. Ain't no expiration on that shit.
Right.
If you've been walking around here 50 years talking about, oh, we finally got one, man, don't you talk to me. Come on, man. 50 years, hey, we finally got, man, sit your down somewhere.
Right.
I'm trying to get to 6, man. Trying to get to 6, and I've got the biggest signing of my offseason, past Team Toxic, past Sedarian, past this great draft class. I got Money Mike, man. Money Mike with something to prove. Hey, when you watch a man cry on national TV, because he needs to prove to everybody they counted him out, man, that's a bad man. That's a rough hombre. You don't want to deal with him, man.
I took a year off. I took a whole year off just to watch and learn. To watch and learn.
Yeah. I done had the pedigree. I done got to the top of the mountain, and they told me, we jumped up and down when Cam was on there. Oh, they counted me out. This dude took a whole year, stayed in the city that fired him. Stayed in the city that fired him. Had to walk around and watch them have it. And he said, guess what? You give me another shot, it'll never happen again. Man, I'm telling you, man, stay y'all ass in the house so we can get football. And watch Mike McCarthy blow the whole league up. Blow the whole league up, man. Listen, man, love y'all, man. Love every last one of y'all on this call, man. Love every last one of y'all, man, who follow Voch in the whole nine. And, yo, man, my kid, hey, man, I meant to tell you again, my kid came and looked at that computer again. He was like, God dang, Dad, that's a freaking monster. So, hey, man, when you get that cyborg built, man, I can't wait to see what you do, man.
It's on the way. It's going to be a rollout, man. The parts is on the way, man. Appreciate it. Set it off, Chris.
That's what's up, man. And I appreciate you, too, man. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir. My man, Set It Off Chris. There's a reason why some people just get to skip the line. Set It Off Chris said, listen, y'all, Rain Dakota ain't been in no trouble talking about that was a party. Now, that was a dinner. Now, if Zeke was there, it'd have been a party. If Zeke was there, that would have been a party. No, sir, that's a dinner. Anyway, we got 4 callers on the line, and I'm going to get to all y'all. The phones are locked right now. My bad, y'all. So that's that. And just what I want to do before I get into those 4 callers, just kind of hit y'all with a handful of things. Y'all know I'm building my new PC, my new Mega Monster PC. So if you're a PC person, all right, whether it be a streamer, gamer, you just whatever you into PC wise, join my Discord and go meet me in the gaming tab because we got to have a conversation. Also, something else I want to do is I'm kind of growing as a YouTuber now, so I can't use my favorite instrumentals from my favorite rap songs or whatever. So I'm gonna have to use the YouTube audio library, and I kind of just want to sit back and listen to the instrumentals that they got up in there. If y'all would like to have like a chill, laid back stream later on tonight to where we just kind of sit back and make fun of or approve of whatever the YouTube instrumentals are for me to do my blogs and shit like that. If y'all want to be a part of that, I kind of want to make that into a stream. So just kind of give me feedback in the chat box on, what y'all want to do with that. And of course, I'm dropping a video after this. I'm dropping a soliloquy, part 3 of my soliloquy series. Yeah, part 4? 3. Yeah, part 3 of my soliloquy series after that. All right, let's get into it. Let's run it for the cardio. Let's see. All right, so we got Bill Nye the Science Guy up next. 409. Shit, Uncle Charlie. Wait a minute. So
the
this is what we're gonna do.
conference has been unlocked.
We're gonna unlock it, right? So Uncle Charlie can call back in. We're gonna let Uncle Charlie get the last word up in here. But so that's how this works. I be having like 4 callers on the line. I was like, all right, we're gonna run these 4 callers and we're gonna wrap the show. But Uncle Charlie come in and be like, hey man, let me just get in real quick. I gotta call in, Uncle Charlie. You got privilege. You know how it is. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it up till Uncle Charlie call back in. But Bill Nye the Science Guy is up next. What's up, Nye?
What's good?
Everything cool, my guy.
I've been around for.
Go ahead.
Been around for a little bit. I've been watching your show. I just, I can't really call too much for doing schoolwork, on the computer. So. So, but yeah, I just want to bring up a few things. Not too much. I don't want to take much of your time, but.
You good?
So, we bring up the whole Dak argument and everything. I'm tired of these fans and the haters coming through because I'm on Instagram. I'm not really a Twitter person too much, so I see a lot of the hate on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I told you before in another episode, another stream you were in, I said I was in Jersey, so I get a lot of the Eagles fans around here. So they bring up the garbage time with Dak a lot.
The conference has been locked.
But do people know this stat between him and Carson Wentz? That Carson Wentz threw 66 completion percentage in garbage time to Dak's 60. And he was way more accurate in garbage time stats to Dak. Dak only threw, 1,212 yards to 1,020 yards to Carson. Okay, Dak threw more yards. But how about this? Carson Wentz threw 10 touchdowns to Dak's 6. 3 interceptions to Dak's 2. And then Dak only averaged 8.2 yards an attempt. So that means he had more yards. Of course, he's going to throw more yards. But my point of saying that is that Carson Wentz has threw 10 touchdowns out of however he threw, whatever the season, in garbage time. And then I'm going to bring it back to this, what they said the garbage time yards. If you take out the garbage time and Dak's yards, he still throws for 44,000 yards, pretty much. Mm-hmm. That's second in the league still.
Dak really only had one big garbage time game, and I think that was Green Bay. And I don't even call that garbage time. I just call that
garbage time.
I just call that coming back.
I wouldn't call that garbage time.
Just coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I had plenty of conversations with my dad about that.
Yeah. I don't know what people are counting as garbage time, but whatever. I'm listening. Go ahead.
So like you said, I don't consider the Green Bay game coming back because you hit a field goal, you get a chance for an onside kick, and you're back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Fred Maher, he was missing everything, so it was hard to even come back in that game. I'd say the only game I feel like was maybe more garbage time, in my opinion, was probably the Bears game. Because the Bears game, we were completely out of it, and then he kind of started lighting up for like 200-something yards in the fourth quarter, something like that. But my thing is, there's a lot of games we've been close in, and with the Deshaun Watson argument, so I have like a whole group of friends from around here that I just stopped talking to completely because their football knowledge is so low that it's at this point where I have to stop talking to them because you're gonna be mad every day.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But you young enough to, you know what I'm saying? You young enough to teach them. You young enough to have that energy to try to, you know what I'm saying? So, hey man, wait till you my age and you get sick of people. 5 against 1. Wait. I've had bigger fights than that. Wait till you my age. Like when I first started this channel, my fights used to be ridiculous. Like I probably only argue with 4 or 5 people a week now. But when I first started this channel and people didn't really not get busy like that, oh goodness, they used to jump on me, dog. But we cleaned that up real quick. That's all you got? Because I got a gang callers though, bro.
Yeah, I got you. No, I was gonna say one more thing for you. When you have another, somebody talking to you in a Twitter fight, when they bring up Dak's always having talent around him, bring up one thing. Our organization, our general managers, they're good at drafting. They're good at finding talent. So how's that Dak's fault?
Sure.
Bring that up. Is your organization good at getting people like the Cowboys organization is?
Sure. They should draft better.
So that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to take too much time. I got a lot of stuff to do tonight. I gotta do homework. So.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Salute to you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. And this is gonna be incredibly unfair, but it is what it is. So Uncle Charlie at the end. We're gonna let Uncle Charlie end this off. But we don't want Uncle Charlie sitting on the phone too long, because Uncle Charlie is a blessing to the show. So I'm gonna get these next 3 callers in, but get them in quickly. And Big E is such an opportunist. He tried to call in, but he saw me open the phones up to get Charlie. He gonna sneak in the club when I'm trying to get Charlie in. So I saw Big E try to sneak in real quick. I saw what he did there. So I'm gonna get him in too. But let's get these next 4 calls relatively quick, because I am trying to wrap the show up and I am trying to get to this next piece of content here. Because we do more than just streams here. We have events. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, be cognizant that we're trying to move on. Don't hold me up too long, especially because these next 3 callers are not platinum. So let's just learn these people and see who they are. They may be a first-time caller, maybe their first time watching the show, and we need to welcome them properly. So let's see what it is then. 409, what's up? Who this? Hello? 409. Who this? Maybe you got me on mute, 409. 1 time. 2 time. Ball game.
Hey.
Damn, dog. What you? Come on, Evil Knievel. What are you doing? All right, 409. What's happening? Who this?
What's going on, boss? Hey, man, it's Benjamin. How you doing, bro?
What up, Ben? What you got for the show?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
What's up?
So what's your theory about why the Cowboys haven't paid Dak yet?
Have you ever negotiated with somebody before?
No, sir.
These things take time, dog. They take time. Benjamin, if me and you, let's say you paint houses, Benjamin, and I got a budget, and you got a price, and your price higher than my budget, then we're going to go back and forth on discussing. Should I lower my budget? Should you lower your price? I don't want to, I want to get my house painted without giving up as much money. You going to paint the house, regardless of whatever, but you want more money. You're selling something, right? So we're going to go back and forth on painting the house. Now you multiply that 1,000 times because now we're dealing with millions of dollars. So the Joneses' philosophy is, man, we got 2 months to negotiate this thing. Why rush? Because if Dak shows up day one and say, I want 40 million, and the Joneses say, okay, cool, then the Joneses lose because they just lost out. But if after all this Dak side go down, all right, cool, fine, let's just get it done. I don't want to wait around. Coronavirus got me a little nervous. So let's just do $37 million. Then cool. We save 3 million times 5. So we save $15 million. You know what I'm saying? And Dak gets signed on time. There's no need to rush negotiation. You sound young. How old are you, Ben?
I am 31.
Well, shit, never mind. All right, Ben, I appreciate you for calling. I appreciate you for calling. We gonna get you up off the phone. Boy, look, Ben asked me the question. I'm like, okay, so I know. So it just seems like a young man's question. No disrespect to Ben. It just seems like a young man's question. Then he was calling me sir. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me teach the young man a lesson about negotiating shit. And then he said he never negotiated nothing. I'm like, then he's 31. So shit. My bad, Ben. But we moving on though. Let's go 662. What up, Mississippi? Who this?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What up?
I just want to talk about Dak. People saying, shouldn't be paid. You want Russell Wilson money, whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's how it always is with, what's that?
Right. Go ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how it usually is with the quarterback market, though, and it's way different when it comes to quarterbacks. Usually, most quarterbacks, in that pretty good and up tier, which I think Dak is, better than pretty good, but whatever. Usually in that pretty good and up tier, usually get paid more than the last guy, so it's not really about, he's not as good as Russell Wilson. He hasn't done as much as Russell Wilson. If he's, in that pretty good tier, he's usually going to get paid more than the last guy. Mm-hmm. That's the reason Jimmy Garoppolo was the highest paid player in the league. I believe Matthew Stafford at some point. So that's one point. Another point people talk about, Dak's O-line. Dak, it's not like he's bad against pressure. Whatever metric you want to look at,
sure.
Martha Stacks, whatever, he's top 10 against edge pressure. And even just looking at the film, it's not like he's immobile or nothing like that.
Right. Or,
he struggles with accuracy against pressure. So that's all I want to talk about. Appreciate you for letting me on.
Hey, man, great call. And based on what you're saying, you're absolutely right. Dak Prescott is top 3 in all quarterback measures, top 3 and 5. It's like another one that he's like 5 in or whatever. So, excuse me, we just can't hold numbers, we just can't hold numbers against Dak. It just doesn't make sense anymore. He's got all the numbers. We just waiting on the next couple wins. I hate this stat to death. This stat make my ass itch. But Joseph Cologne, appreciate you. I know you tune in a bunch, but the stat does make my ass itch. He says it's not about paying Dak. It's about paying him more than the 13.1% of the salary cap. He is at 15% of the salary cap right now. Let's see if a quarterback can win a Super Bowl with 15 million with 15% of salary cap. I don't like that stat at all because I don't think that directly indicates whether you win or lose. I think you win or lose whether your team is good. You don't win or lose based on the money that your quarterback has made. Because Matt Ryan didn't lose the Super Bowl because he was expensive. You know what I'm saying? And Tom Brady don't win Super Bowls because he was cheap. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then you're saying that Cam Newton had no shot at winning the Super Bowl. Oh, when Drew Brees makes his money, he has no shot at winning the Super Bowl. Because you know what's going to happen? Pat Mahomes is going to get a lot of money. And y'all know what y'all going to say? Pat Mahomes is a Super Bowl contender. You know what I mean? So percentages doesn't keep Dak out of the conversation. It's just what it is, And the salary cap is going to go up. And think about like Garoppolo's number, right? When Jimmy Garoppolo took his money, which was like 25, 27, 28, whatever the number is, sure, his number was a certain percentage of the salary cap, whatever it was. But when the salary cap goes up, that percentage goes down. So even if you want to be stat nerd and say 15%, it may be 15% now, but it's not going to be 15% in 4 years when the cap keeps going up and his number's the same. That's all I got. 3 more callers. We got 917 up next. Big E on deck, and we gonna end with Uncle Charlie in the hole. Let's see. 917. What up? Who this?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? This is JW from NYC.
What up, J Dub? What you got for the show, brother?
Oh, nothing much, man. I just wanted to tell you I've been a fan of yours ever since that Chris Williams video when you jumped up off the chair showing how he does his little footwork with his blocking.
Damn, that was a long time ago.
Fantastic.
Appreciate you.
Very much so.
Appreciate
But just wanted to talk about the Dak stuff a little bit. I mean, me personally, I don't take a lot of it too seriously, only because if you look at who the quarterback for the Cowboys was, unless they were actually bringing home chips that year, they were always hated. Whether you look at it as Aikman, whether you look at it as Romo because he never won, or you look at it as Dak, until they actually lift the Lombardi, people are going to throw a lot of hate on them just because of who they are and who they play for.
Sure.
So I don't take a lot of that seriously. When it comes to who he is as a player and a person, I mean, I understand that as much as this team loved Tony Romo, they wanted to give him that job as soon as he returned from injury. Tony Romo was the guy in the wings. They wanted to give it to him. Dak took that job. He didn't. Nobody just gave it to him. He stepped up and said, you know what? This is mine. I'm just going to come in. I'm going to be a leader. No one ever complained about who he was in terms of him being a person on the team that people on the team hated him, unlike Wentz. He never had those kind of issues. He was always the man, and his plays showed that, and everybody followed him. Now, in terms of what he did in the playoffs, I mean, hell, he played 3 playoff games.
Sure.
Every one of those games, you could say he outplayed whatever quarterback he was playing against, regardless of whether it was Rodgers, whether it was Goff, whether it was Wilson. He outplayed all 3 of them.
Great point.
Rodgers was the closest one, but he was still over him 103 to 96 in the quarterback rating. So, I mean, I don't see the complaint about who he is as a player, definitely not as who he is as a person. And in terms of the Cowboys not paying him, the Cowboys have always been kind of tough in recent years with their contracts. Well, even back in the days, though, because the shit like that happened with Emmett was the same thing.
Right.
They just want to seem like they're not rolling over. That's their whole thing. They don't want to look like, oh, you want a new deal? We're going to give you top money, and that's it. Here you go. They just don't want to do that with anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. You know, they understand that they have to get the deal done. They just wait until, like you were saying, they wait until the latest possible moment they could do it. Like, say, if they were already practicing, I'm thinking it would be a little more pressure, and they might have gotten it done already by now. It's just nobody's doing anything, so they don't care. It's like, whatever.
Sure.
So that's all the stuff about Dak. I tried to roll through that real quick because I know you trying to hurry up. Now, the other thing is with the Jamal Adams thing. I mean, I would pause, and I agree with you in terms of the draft picks, definitely.
Sure.
The money I don't see as an issue only because I look at him as he has the 2 more years left because they picked up his 5th-year option. So whatever contract we give him, that's going to be an extension onto what he has. And if we're going to front-load it anyway with money that we're going to give him a signing bonus, that money's not really going to mean much. It's not the money, it's the draft picks, like you were saying. That's the issue more than anything else.
Sure.
Now, I wouldn't rush to do it only because we don't even know what the hell our team is exactly going to look like. We have an idea.
Yeah.
We think in prep man coverage and try to rely on the defensive line to get home, and have the guys in the middle just roaming around attacking shit. That's what we thinking it's going to be, but we don't really know. For all we know, they could have Cheeto playing up closer to the line like he did in college and playing better. So we have no idea. So I wouldn't be quick to give up those draft picks if we don't know that we need to do that. So I would look more towards, if we're going to make that move, Adam, maybe somewhere towards the middle of the season when the Jets realize that, maybe their season won't go as well as they think, because the price will definitely be cheaper, and we'll know if we need him or not at that point. So that's how I look at that.
Those are all great points, because with these new DB coaches, hell, man, Xavier Woods may just come in and just smoke it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. That's a fair point.
We have no idea, so there's no reason to rush for that. So I'm with you on all of that in terms of the Jamal. I understand who he is as a player. I respect who he is as a player. I like who he is as a player. I just don't know if we need him. So why jump out that box if you don't know that you need him? That's my only thing.
Fair point.
But that's all I had, basically.
So, J-Dub,
thank you very much for taking the call.
J-Dub, this your first time calling. I just made you platinum, so next time you call in, I'll know exactly who the hell this is. You ain't got to wait so long. This was a great call, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. JW made some great call. He had some great points right there. He Well, you know, if we're going to need Jamal Adams. We don't know what this new defense is going to look like. We don't know what's going on here. We don't know how much better the safety play is going to be with with this new scheme. Because if we're going to be blitzing heavy or if we're going to be a pressure team, we'll get more errant passes. We get more errant passes, then the safety job will be a little easier, and we may not need a dynamic safety to go do stuff. So that's interesting. We got super chats. One from earlier. I apologize, but Johnny Gonzalez dropped a dub, and he was laughing at the I Am Legend Monsters comment. Salute. Brandon Flowers just dropped 3 and 2, so about a 5 altogether. Appreciate you, sir. He said, "Let's be clear, we're not going 8-8 without Dak. We're going 4-12. That's big facts." And then he says Oakland would drop Derek Carr in a heartbeat for Dak Prescott. I agree. I think there's a lot of teams that would rather have Dak. The Jets would drop Sam Darnold. I think the Browns would drop Baker. I think Josh Rosen wouldn't have a job. Josh Allen, as much as Bills fans would like to prop up Josh Allen. Come on, son. In my opinion, Dak is a top 8 or so quarterback, honestly. And if you don't agree, I won't fight you for it. I won't fight you for that. I'll fight you for the other things that kind of make a little more sense in a subjective kind of way. Just, things that are opinion based. I won't make you think the way I think. But Dak is a top 8 guy to me. 2 more calls and we're going to get into some soliloquy. You heard? A little bit of bonus footage. Let's see. Big E. So listen, when the phones was locked up, I just saw you kind of sneak in with Uncle Charlie, man. You just kind of, it's all good though, my guy. It's all good. What's up?
Look, you called me on it. I heard it earlier. I'm an opportunist, man. So I jumped in. I jumped on the chat a little bit late on everybody. So I was just trying to get in real quick with a couple quick points, man.
I tell you what though, Big E, I just saw that effort and I just applauded. I wouldn't dare drop your call. I wanted you to get it off because apparently you got something to say. So thank you for being here, sir. What you got for the show?
All right, I just want to hit a couple quick points. One, when they talk about, for the Zion Legend Monsters, when you talk about 14.3% cap going to the quarterback, you can't win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That stuff is crazy to me. You got to understand that they doing that stuff off of an average. Sure. You got to remember that man, Nick Foles, won a Super Bowl making less money, so he bring down the average. Also, there's cats that won it higher than that. You know what I'm saying? So that bring up the average. That's the average. Stop worrying about 14.3%. The next thing I want to talk about is Dak versus Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, everybody else. The last time I checked is that Dak is the second most winningest quarterback in the league, behind Tom Brady.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
So when I hear these cats talking about, oh, well, he ain't Russell Wilson, I don't want to pay him like Russell Wilson. Look, he won more games than that.
Sure.
So I don't want to hear that either. So then I'm moving on to my next one, which is stats in conference. These cats have been talking about, well, this dude ain't won games against teams that's over 500. Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's won games against teams in his own conference, at least 2 versus 3 other teams, right? So if he beats these 3 other teams, right, they're going to have a record more than likely underneath 500, which means that's going to bring that number down. I don't want to hear that either.
Now, see, listen, Big E, what I want you to do when all this is over, I just want you to rewind this show because you said that you called in late. But Taylor had a fantastic point. He had all the numbers lined up. Apparently, Dak is one of the one of the higher percentages in terms of playing versus bad team. I got a handful of them right here, man. Just give me 20 seconds to hit my my Twitter real fast.
You good? While you do that, then while you pull it up,
go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this too. You brought up the last caller or 2 callers ago brought up negotiating pay, which I do all the time. I'm a general contractor, right?
There you go.
You know what I mean? And I understand that all day long. Look, we're gonna have to find a middle ground, and that's just a part of the process. Don't be mad about it. I am Legend Monsters, right? But then we're gonna talk about the fact that all of these cats has got a problem about making Dak the highest paid quarterback, right? But Tony Romo, at one time when he signed his new contract, was the highest paid quarterback when he signed.
There you go.
In the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And nobody had a problem with that. But if you ask me, Tony Romo in his prime or Dak in his prime, which he hasn't even got to, which one are you taking? I'm going to take Dak.
There you go.
Easy. Easy. Go ahead and rewind that Twitter real quick.
Versus winning teams. Dak Prescott is 11-17. Carson Wentz is 8-15. Drew Brees is 20-48. That's less than 50. And Aaron Rodgers is 17 for 26. There was another stat Taylor said earlier. He was talking about when teams are in the playoffs and they defense give up 30 points. I'm gonna let you rewind and listen, but all you heard was 0-2, 0-3, 1-2. 3 and 3, you know what I'm saying? So nobody's doing it by themselves. And for Dak Prescott to give him what he's given us going into his 5th year as a young boy, in my opinion, quarterbacks don't get good till they're 28. What he's doing right now is way ahead of schedule. We should be grateful for that.
All the way ahead. And the last thing I'm gonna tell you is this, and I'm gonna let you get on to Charlie. Is this right now? You hearing in the media, on the 4-letter networks and everything else, you hearing these cats, oh man, 2 out of 3 of the guys that's on the shows is saying, you know what, Dak needs to get paid, he needs to get his money, he needs to do all of that. I'm going to tell you this right now, Voch, watch this. Watch all of these cats on these 4-letter networks change their tune as soon as he signs.
Absolutely.
As soon as he signs, they'll be back to, well, you know what, he ain't won nothing yet, and I think that might have been too high and everything else. They playing the game, and I hate when Cowboys fans, or at least like you say, a percentage of Cowboys fans get all into the emotions of these 4-letter networks and let them change their mind state on what's going on. Either you want to pay him or you don't. It's like what you told me last time we talked. Either you think Jason Garrett was the problem or you think Dak was. It ain't no in between. Either you want to pay him and you think he can win a Super Bowl or you don't. And if you think he can win a Super Bowl, you pay that man just like you would my man in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, or Deshaun Watson, or my man in Baltimore, Deshaun Jackson, or any of them. You pay him just like them, regardless. It's his time. So, hey, that's all I had to say, man. I appreciate you taking my call. I know I snuck in there. I'm sorry to everybody else that was trying to get off in there. I apologize, but let's go on.
This was a great call, man. This was a fantastic call. Big Easy, appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. Man, great call, man. Great call. Because that's facts, though. That's facts, man. Because if you think, because this was going to happen. $36 million in 3 years is going to be cheap as hell. We just going to be, don't win a Super Bowl. Oh, Dak Prescott, don't you dare. Oh, Dak Prescott, don't you dare. The I'm Legend Moss ain't going to know what the hell to do. Brother Naeem says, stay y'all asses in the house so we can get football on time. I agree. Appreciate you for the super chat, sir. B-Rob dropped a quarter in the super chat. You know what they call a Royale with cheese in France? I mean, damn, you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese, right? Royale with cheese. B-Rob says, Voch, the content is well appreciated. I'm at work enjoying the show. We'll definitely call in next time. My guy, salute. Appreciate you, B-Rob. Turn that volume down a little bit. Push them earphones in real close so you don't get fired for listening to Voch, man. I appreciate you, brother, for dropping that quarter in the super chat. Joseph Cologne, he says, thanks for your time and your effort. Stay safe. He meant this so much, he dropped it twice. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. For those that are asking about joining the Discord, that link is in the description. I'm currently in there trying to talk PC stuff, so that's what we're transitioning over to with the YouTube channel. So if y'all have any PC advice, y'all come over there and help me out. The hardware is already being, it's picked out. It's just got to be sent in or whatever. And so I already know what I'm getting. But if y'all have some advice on just some auxiliary topics or whatever, join my Discord so we can talk about it. All right, let's end this thing off right. Uncle Charlie.
Man, what's going on, man?
What's good, Uncle? What you got for the show?
Man, look here, man. This football season needs to get started, man. Things keep happening to me, and this football, people are acting crazy out here, and they need to get this football season started where people can calm down. Man, I'm at the store yesterday trying to get $10 worth of gas, and I see this little boy in the store. He had on a Cowboy hat and Cowboy jersey. So I just told him, I said, hey, man, I like the Cowboy hat. You a Cowboy hat fan? Because I'm a Cowboy fan, too. I've been Cowboy fan for a long time. He said, "Oh man, I ain't no little boy. I'm a grown man." I said, "Man, how I supposed to know that? I didn't know you was a little bitty boy, man. I didn't know that, man. I did not know you was a little man. I did not know that." I said, "Man, can I go? Cause you making me nervous. You have me shaking like a stripper. Can I go?" Man, it was just a bad day, man. And I went on up to the grocery store up there. Man. I'm in there getting whatnots and things. And this lady cut wind in the middle of our line. And I'm like, "Oh, really, lady? You gonna do that?" Now they go all the produce, they go all the milk, and ain't no need to get no cheese because you don't cut that by 90%. Now I got two.
Cause Uncle Charlie, look.
I got two.
Cause Uncle Charlie, look. Cause you're not gonna buy no lettuce if this woman passing gas next to her. I'm not finna buy this lettuce.
Look, man, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to holler or run. I didn't know. But I know one thing. She need to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. But look here, man. I got two questions.
Go ahead.
I want to know what you think about this Jamal Adams, because I'm not willing to give up a first and third for Jamal Adams. I do not want to give up a first. I want to give up my car and my house for the mama behind door number 9. I mean, what if she tore it from the floor up with heels? I don't know. But give me your opinion on Jamal Adams. And your next question I want you to answer, give me your opinion. Do you think we need to get another pass rusher?
Well, in terms of Adams, if you listen to a handful of Cowboy fans, their logic is, well, Voch, the safety, that's the only piece we missing. That's the last hole that we got left over. Let's just blow it all and just get that safety. But most of those people are trying to give up holes elsewhere on the team to go get them. So this is my whole thing. I don't want to sell the farm for one chicken, and I don't want to make holes on my team that I think is good and built to go right now. Jamal Adams is a fantastic player, and I would love to have him on my team. But Cowboy fans are armed with the information that he don't want to be in New York. So if he don't want to be in New York, what makes you think he'll sign in New York? And if he don't sign in New York, he'll be a free agent. And he wants to be a Cowboy. So why should we give up resources when we can keep our first, second, and 2 third-round picks, and he'll just come to us anyway? You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
So nah, man, I'm not. No. He's a great player, but I don't want to give up anything for a player that's going to be available anyway. And your second question, is do we need another pass rusher? I would like to have it because, we have question marks about the right side or whatever, whether it be Alden and Randy. I think both of them would be fine, but they haven't played football. Randy hadn't played football in like a year, and Alden hadn't played in 7. So I would like to add another pass rusher that I know, is solid in a shorter amount of time. So a guy like Everson Griffin is just kind of, sitting out there. Clowney's sitting out there. I think D-Law is better than Clowney, but both of those guys definitely help you. Like if you can have both of them, it'll help, So let's just not act like adding those guys won't be help. So I like Randy, I like Alden, but having those guys in the rotation just makes them even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and thank you for that, boss. But I want to just clear up this thing about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott suffered enough.
Right.
He done lost his mom. He done lost his brother.
Sure.
He's a clean-cut young man. He ain't in trouble with the police. One thing I know about Dak Prescott, he's a 60-minute man. And when he put on that suit and them dark glasses and that briefcase, and he step out that SUV, he look like a Barack Obama. He's like the president of the United States. Yep. So now going to closing, I want to tell all the Cowboy fans, I want to tell you guys, I love you, man, because you give the world a voice. And we need more people like you. You give us a voice. Everybody want to be a part of something. So in closing, I want to tell the Cowboy fans, I love all the Cowboy fans. The UNC loves everybody. Because if you're a Cowboy fan, you're a Cowboy fan. If you're not, you're not. Yeah. And saying that in the same breath, whatever you do, when you leave out here, try social distance, put on your mask, and don't get into it with a little bitty boy, man. And you'll stay safe. I love you, boss, man. Appreciate it.
Do not get into it with a little bitty boy, man. Uncle Charlie, you are a
because they strong, bro. They strong. They strong like pit bulls.
Appreciate it, Uncle Charlie. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir. Love you, bro.
Yes, sir. That is he is a gentleman and a scholar. When you going to get $10 in gas, don't you get in the wrestling match with no little boy, man. They strong. They strong. You know what's funny? It's the funny shit about May 2020. I refuse to pay $1.99 in gas. I refuse. I saw this gas station had gas like $1.90. I refuse. I refuse. I just let you know where we at. So peep this out. It is 5:38. I have a soliloquy dropping at 5:45. What I would like to do is open this up to the chat box for like 5 minutes. And let me hit this button here. And when we're done here, we can run over and we can listen to the soliloquy. Okay. And I give my chat box a lot of respect because a lot of people live in foreign countries and they can't call into the show. Some people talked up their anytime minutes, anytime. Other people still have their Obama phone and they're just not able to make these long distance calls and just things like that. So I just want to open up. Okay, cool. That's locked. I just want to open up the chat box for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I just want to answer your questions. Also, don't forget, later on tonight, we're just gonna sit back and chill and cool out and just vibe and listen to the YouTube library, so I can go find me some instrumentals that I can apply to my blogs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can tell me if those instrumentals are whack or not. I think that'll be a cool little community thing for us to do. All right. So chat box, what are your questions? We got up in here. Scott Walker still up in here. K Reeve up in here. Dion up in here. Brother Incognito. I ain't seen the Incognito in a minute. What's up, old man? Your health is good and all that in the midst of this pandemic. How you doing, Incognito? What's cracking? Brother Chris. Do y'all have any questions? Jamal Adams behind that D line solidifies our run defense. Sure. So do our linebackers. If Jalen Smith does his assignment and doesn't try to do too much, if Leighton Vander Esch come back healthy, I think they also solidify our run game. William Voch Spear, to be or not to be? That is the question. Indubitably, salute. Get with me, Voch, for the music. I'm gonna hit you up. Young Skywalker still. I'll hit you up. I know it's a bunch of sites, a bunch of copyright free sites I can go get music from. It's just that this YouTube library is the first one I wanted to look at, and I wanted to make fun of them if their music is trash. That's all. Still being mean as hell. Hell yeah. Vaughn, let me tell you something, brother Vaughn. You know the relationship that I have with my audience or whatever. It's like if I'm talking to Set It Off Chris, I'd be like, hell yeah. I'm talking to Joe, I'd be like, hell yeah. But when I talk to Vaughn, I'd be like, heck yeah. Because I know Vaughn don't cuss. Brother Vaughn from Shreveport don't cuss. So when I start talking to Vaughn, I'd be like, oh, heck yeah, shoot. Shucks. Dang. I cleaned it up real good for Brother Vaughn. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Yo, Voch, how confident do you feel in Legatron being the remedy for our kicking woes? I think what's his face wins the kicking battle. Zerline, Zerline been missing kicks these last few years or whatever. I think Forbath beats him out. Honestly, I think Forbath beats him out. But that's just that though. Adams would be another body offense would have to account for at that point. I feel you, but I'm not trying to give up a first and 2/3 and $60 million for him. That's the problem. Voch, can you talk about CD's potential impact as a red zone specialist? Dak has been missing. Dallas has been missing that since Dez left. Well, I think, just with new football, I think we get into percentages a lot. What's a high percentage play? What's a low percentage play? And I don't think the back shoulder fade is as common as it used to be. I think a lot of teams would just rather do like a rub route slant, or they'll run some type of bubble, set the blocks up if they got the numbers to that side. I think throwing jump balls is a lower percentage play now. So I don't think we see a lot of that, nowadays. So if I'm CeeDee Lamb, first of all, he can do goal line things anywhere. But if I'm CeeDee Lamb, his goal line potential or whatever, like red zone stuff, it's probably going to look something like a jet sweep or something like a RPO or something like a slant, something simple, just off a rub route or something with a super high percentage. I don't think jump ball is this game anymore. Now, CeeDee Lamb can do jump ball things because I've seen him do it. I just think that percentage changes in the league. So that's just that. Stephen and Will McClay was willing to give up a first, Brown, and $15 million last year. Okay, it's 2020. It's 2020. They gave a larger contract to Greg, so the money says I don't think that contract is guaranteed though. Greg does have the bigger bag because he's the bigger name. That makes sense, but that contract ain't guaranteed to where if you cut Greg, the dead money wouldn't hit you. And if Forbath is the better kicker, it wouldn't hurt you to just start him and take the cheaper guy. Just apply that dead money to what you would be paying at kicker, then you save money. So, no, I don't necessarily think that because Greg Zerline is making more money that Forbath can't win the battle. Who you want to see at the center spot? I want to see McGovern because I know he's had an off-season program and I know he's big and strong. But I say this all the time, man. I like Joe Looney a bunch, but ever since Ndamukong Suh picked him up and dropped him on top of Zeke, I ain't been right since. Connor Williams had a damn good game versus Aaron Donald that last time. But ever since they dropped my boy on his head, man, I just been out on Joe Looney, man. But if you watch film on Tyler Badass at Wisconsin, you watch film on Connor McGovern at Penn State, especially Connor McGovern's sophomore year, he had 14 games at center. Those guys don't get pushed around. Those guys don't get they don't get bullied and picked on, So we actually have power at the center position now. Some people try to, put anybody at center and they kind of lack power sometimes, but I don't think we're one of those teams. Like we really got some strong centers. And Connor McGovern, I think when he reaches his full potential, that may not be this year. That may be next year after he has an offseason under his belt. But we know Connor McGovern has a whole season in this damn program. So if I can start McGovern at center, Williams at left guard, and Tyron at left tackle, cool. Then when next year comes around, you let Badass take over at center. McGovern will be your left guard, and we'll ask Tyron Smith if he's gonna retire, in which I think he's real close. Then you put Connor Williams at center. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This show was fantastic. I'm dropping a link to my current soliloquy. It's 5 reasons, or at least I gave y'all 5 different ways that Kellen Moore can continue the success of this offense. 5 ways that we can keep this offense elite. Just 5 bits of advice for Kellen Moore for some of the things that he could do as a offensive play caller. Just play call to play caller. Let me talk to you, Kellen Moore. Don't forget to turn your settings on 1080p. And don't forget to turn your volume up. I appreciate y'all, man. This was dope. This was fire. We had some fantastic calls today. Taylor was great. Space Cowboy was great. Brandon, Uncle Charlie. Set it off, Chris. Y'all did fantastic. The show was amazing, bro. And y'all know when it's time to improve, it's time to improve. I'll meet y'all over there on the other show. Y'all hold it down for the Doski, Woski, and the Peasky Whiskey, man. Salute.